never understand you, Stephanie. Your son's in terrible pain, and you're celebrating.
I couldn't be happier.
So you'd rather watch him go through hell than help save our marriage?
Yes, because he'll be better off without you.
You vowed to support this marriage.
I agreed to stop fighting with you. I'm just sorry I didn't do it sooner, because that's the very thing that united the two of you. He was as determined as you were to prove that we were all wrong. And look what happened the moment we backed off. What was left to hold you together?
Love, Stephanie. Thorne and I love each other.
Brooke, you were never in love with him. He was as close as you could get to Ridge.
Oh, God, it was never about that.
He loves you. He was in love with you. And why wouldn't he be? You're beautiful and exciting. And I'm sure you said all the things that he's always wanted to hear all of his life. But once that mask of yours slipped away, he got to see you for what you really are. Selfish and self-involved. Now, how could he go on loving you? How could anyone love you?
Just let it go. It was never real. Just let it go.
Why would she call you? I mean, of all people.
She called us both, Doc.
I know, but here she is trying to convince Thorne that she doesn't have feelings for you, and
No,
then...
she wasn't trying to convince him that she doesn't have feelings. She just wanted to convince him that they don't matter.
What are you saying?
He's saying that Brooke is still in love with him. Always has been, and she always will be.
How could you say that to me, Stephanie? That nobody would ever love me?
Oh, Brooke, you've got such a good mind. You're such a sharp businesswoman, an excellent mother, the role model aspect of it set aside. But when it comes to men, when it comes to really loving them and giving them everything of yourself, you just can't seem to do that.
Oh, God, that's ridiculous.
I'm not talking about the rush you get when Ridge walks by. I'm talking about really loving someone. Setting your own happiness aside for theirs. Making sacrifices for them. I always hoped that someday you'd really understand that, but I've long ago given up. You know, you're always talking about your destiny. But if you continue to live your life this way, without any respect for other people, without any integrity, without a simple shred of human decency, you're going to continue to be unhappy. And you're going to be rejected over and over and over again.
Okay.
I've been better, you know.
I just heard about what happened. I am so sorry.
Well, look, it's not your fault, okay? You tried to warn me. A lot of people did, and, you know, I just wouldn't listen.
Thorne, we were wrong.
I don't know how you could say that, Ridge.
I wasn't really sure that Brooke was ready to move on, but she's proven otherwise, Thorne. She is 100% committed to you, and she's scared to death of losing you.
Yeah, she's scared, Ridge. She's scared to be alone. And that's what it boiled down to, okay? I was better than nothing. You know, maybe Brooke can settle for that, okay? But I can't, and I'm not.
This is really a big decision to be making so quickly.
Taylor, it's not a decision. This is who I am. And I told Brooke from the beginning, I will not be her consolation prize. You know, God, if I just would have opened my eyes more, so many things would have been different.
Like what?
Macy. God, Macy would have still been here.
Thorne, you can't blame yourself for that.
Why not? I mean, she's racing down the mountainside to warn me about Brooke, you know? Because she was right, Taylor. She was right. You know, it should have been me to pay the price, not Macy.
Oh, Thorne, don't say that.
I gotta get out of here.
Will you call us later?
Yeah.
Okay?
I will. Okay.
awful. This is awful. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, I think so. It's Brooke I'm worried about.
You're lecturing me on human decency. Look at you, Stephanie. My marriage is falling apart and you're rubbing it in.
So you admit that the marriage is over?
It doesn't have to be this way.
I think it was inevitable.
So you never believed it from the beginning?
No.
It was all an act. You walking me down the aisle, going to counseling with me, coming up here that time. And then when I gave you that photo album, you hugged me, Stephanie, and you were crying. And I really thought that
I had taken you in as a member of my family.
Yes.
No, that'll never happen, Brooke. Never. I was touched by your gift. It was a lovely gesture, and I know that you were absolutely sincere in paying tribute to the life that I've lived and to my family, and I will always appreciate that. But in the long run, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. You admire what I've accomplished with my life, but you don't understand it. You want what I have, but you're not willing to do the work.
I was, Stephanie, with Thorne.
No. You remember one time you said to me, "You know, Stephanie, the only difference between us is it's a matter of style." God, that was such an insulting remark. It makes a mockery of everything that I believe in, everything that I hold dear. The only difference between us is a matter of style. The difference between us is substance. With you, it's all smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. I just wish to God Thorne had figured it all out before he walked away from the one woman who really loved him.
Talk to you, Macy. I'd give anything just to hear you say, "I told you so," or to laugh in my face. But you wouldn't do that, because that's not you. You would be kind, even though I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. God, Macy, I'm so sorry. Why didn't I listen? Everyone else had their own agenda, but you were just worried about me.
Macy, I don't want to upset you, but I have to say this. I'm not going to compromise. I want out of the marriage.
I understand that.
You do?
I don't want to fight you anymore. I finally realized that I cannot change the way you feel, Thorne. But because I still love you, I want you to be happy. And I've said that before, Thorne. They're not just words, I mean them. So if your happiness lies with Brooke, then I wish you the best.
No one's ever loved me that much. Before or since. What the hell did I do? How could I let you go?
Well, you better watch out for that.
For what?
The sympathy for Brooke.
Doc, she believed in this marriage, and overnight it's just gone.
And that's very sad, but we are talking about Brooke here. A woman who's never gotten over you, a woman whose first instinct every time there's a crisis is to run to you.
I hope you're not worried about me.
No, Ridge, I trust you. I do. Of course I do. It's just part of Brooke's unhealthy pattern. She can't come running to you every time something goes wrong.
Well, Doc, we are friends, though.
Yes, but she doesn't see you as a friend. She sees you as the one that got away. She's been very open about that, a little too open.
Okay, what are you saying here? Are you saying I should just turn my back on her? Because I'll be honest with you and tell you straight off, that's not going to happen.
You still blame me for Macy's death.
And you still have no remorse, not even now.
What do you mean, even now?
Even now that you've been exposed. You never really wanted Thorne just for himself, did you? He was like a bed warmer, someone to ease you through the loneliness. But losing Thorne destroyed Macy, literally. You didn't care, though, did you? You took him anyway. You took him from his wife, you took him from himself, you took him from his values, just like you did his father and his brother. And isn't it wonderful? It's all ended up the same way, hasn't it? All of these men really regret having been with you. This beautiful package with nothing inside.
You are so cruel.
I'm cruel? I think you're forgetting what you did to Macy. She's in the grave. Think about what you've done to Thorne.
I didn't do anything to Thorne except to love him. And I do love him, no matter what you think.
You tricked him into that marriage.
How did I trick him?
He would never have left Macy if he thought, if he knew, if he understood how you really still feel about Ridge. You made him a substitute for his brother. You know you did. And you lied.
I did not lie, Stephanie. If he didn't hear what I was saying to Deacon, he never would have known anything.
Well, what a lucky day for him. Wow. Great day for Thorne. You've kept your hands off of Ridge all of these years, but he's never been out of your thoughts. I know because I've seen it, and I think that Thorne saw it as well. He just couldn't face it, could he? Until you gave him no choice. You know the truth of the matter, Brooke? You've never gotten over Ridge. And I don't think you ever will.
I'm not asking you to turn your back on Brooke.
Look, I'm sorry, it just seems like the whole world is crashing down on her right now.
Well, I know you want to help her. I understand that. But you have to understand she is very vulnerable right now. She is needy, and she could easily use you as a crutch.
And the difference between a crutch and a friend would be...
A friend would be helping her get stronger and stand on her own 2 feet and face the world again. That's what you want for her, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, me too. And we can work together to help her do that.
You really feel sorry for Brooke?
I feel sorry for everyone who's not as happy as we are.
Macy, if I'd have known, why couldn't I see what I had?
When I fall in love, it will be forever, or or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart.
I could go back. It would be so different. So different, Macy.
Don't you lie to me and say you don't have any feelings for Ridge.
Yes, I have feelings for Ridge. But that's because he was my first love, my husband. And if you're telling me that I can't love anybody else,
That's what I'm saying, that you don't have it in you to be faithful to any other man.
I never would have cheated on Thorne.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's because this is your concept of what's being faithful. Have you ever really listened to the marriage vows that you take? God knows you've said them often enough. Keeping yourself only unto him. That means with your soul, not just your body. That means with your heart, not just your body. With your love, your mind, not just your body. That's what you're supposed to give to your husband, and he's supposed to give back. But you can't give that because you've already given it to Ridge, and he doesn't want it anymore. If you hadn't done so much damage, I honestly could feel sorry for you. But I think I'll save my sympathy for the rest of the victims coming along. I wonder who they'll be. We've run out of Forresters to marry. I mean, the uncles and the cousins, they're either too young or too old.
You know what? My life is not a joke,
Oh,
Stephanie.
yes, it is, Brooke Logan Forrester. That's the household name you've become.
I don't care. I don't care what the world thought. I was just trying to make Thorne happy.
No. You wanted to make yourself happy.
Oh, my God. And what is wrong with that? My God, Stephanie. What do you want me to do? Become a nun or something?
No. God save the poor priests.
All right, then tell me. You tell me what you want me to do. You have all the answers.
I don't give a flying fig what you do, where you do it, or who you do it to. That's not my problem anymore. You understand? There's no one left in the family to seduce. If you had any class, you'd take this horse and pony show and take it on the road and go someplace else. But you won't. You'll stay here. But I don't care anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you're already 6 feet under. Do you understand? The not so dearly departed Brooke Logan Forrester. May she just rest in peace.
Think that you'll never have to deal with me again, Stephanie. You couldn't be more wrong.